Hi everyone. My topic today is a comparative study between English and German for non-native speaker to digital language. Before I start, just briefly introduce you. English can be understood as a global language widely used around the globe. And in Thailand, English is taught as the first foreign language. We call it L2 or language number two. Apart from English as L2, learner may transfer the previously gained knowledge and relate their learning styles, obstacle, experience, or problem to their L3 learning to acquire the third language effectively and efficiently. In this regard, relating to the knowledge of learner to their previously gained knowledge may enable them to learn successfully. Prior to German, it is obvious that Thai learner learn English as the first foreign language. Thus, comparing the L2 language, namely German here, with the L2 language, namely English here, can be an efficient learning strategy, as the two languages have some language features in common, which will cause learner to find some similarities for their language study. And next, in relation to language education and technology, digital language play a vital role. In terms of academic purposes, digital language is used to communicate between instructor and learners. Regarding foreign language teaching, digital language offers various languages which are widely used by people in many countries. Hence, it is recommended that examining the language functions of digital technologies for language education in Thailand, specifically English and German, is vital for learner in the context of non-native speaker. And next, about the review of the literature. Generally, we should consider the following thing to teach language number T or language 3 or the second foreign language in the Thai context. First, we have to consider the declarative knowledge, which consists of vocabulary structure, transfer, and interference related to phonetics and orthography or spelling. And the second group is procedural knowledge, which consists of methodologies and teaching experiences, learning experiences, and learning strategies. These teaching concepts enable learners to learn faster. The learner can develop their already existing knowledge of the first language in order to relate to the knowledge of the second one, resulting in the benefit or advantages in relation to vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, and spelling. In doing so, the learner can motivate themselves by finding out what type of learner they are. Then they can apply the previously gained knowledge in the process of the new language. And next, according to Hoof-Eisen, she stated that above in the German version, I will translate for you below. You will see that from the citation, English as L2 can affect L3 learning. Learner may transfer the previously gained knowledge and relate their learning styles, experience, obstacle, or problem to the L3 learning to acquire the third language effectively and efficiently. And next, about the data collection and analysis. In this study, the digital language functions on Facebook were collected and analyzed qualitatively in terms of linguistic studies. And for the research question number 1, what can German teacher consider when using digital language in the class? You will see now for the first step of learning, language function of Facebook at the vocabulary level should be considered. For instance, a group of words concerning feeling between the two languages can be compared as the following. These are the example of the use of adjective in everyday life. For example, the word in German, we have fröhlich, and students will learn that how to say in English, it is happy. Or on the right, the word gesegnet. They will see that in English, we say blaze, something like that, right? And next, apart from the vocabulary level, the sentence level can be studied as follows. For example, in English, we can compare the language function of Facebook between the two languages as the following. First, like the first example, Wassamill share a link and students can learn how to say it in German on the right hand side, right? These are the good example to compare the languages between English and German. And next, about the research question number 2, what practical effective teaching material and tasks can be employed based on the efficient language teaching performance? According to Darlene, Evan, and St. John, it is important that instructors should consider grammar for language teaching. Additionally, Ryman's mentioned that grammatical gender of German language is important in terms of a comparative study between English and German. Based on this notion, grammar can be a vital role for language teaching in the Thai context. To create effective teaching material and tasks in the classroom, the following tasks should be considered. For example, structure and word order, or grammatical gender, and past tense or present tense, so that students can learn for their comparative study. As you will see in the next slide, for example, this is about the structure and word order in a sentence. For example, above in the English sentence and below in the German sentence, you will see Jack and Tom have their birthday today, and we have the verb in the second position and the word today at the end of the sentence. But in German, students will learn that Jack and Tom haben heute Geburtstag. The word birthday is at the end, and the word today is in the third position of the sentence, and they can see the difference in terms of structure and word order. And next, about the grammatical gender. In German, the noun has the grammatical gender, which consists of masculine, feminine, and neutral. And for example, we have the English sentence here, share in a group. And how to say it in German? And the answer is in either group or Thailand. Students will learn that the word group in German is a feminine, so they have to use the correct grammar in terms of grammatical gender. And apart from that, they will notice the tense in terms of the language used based on the language function of Facebook. For example, we have English sentence here. Wassamill added 2 new photos is the past tense. And how to construct this sentence in German based on the past tense form. All these things students can learn from Facebook, from the language function between the 2 languages. And then for the last question, what practical recommendation can be provided to foreign language teachers concerning effective and language pedagogy? Regarding data analysis in the previous part, the language functions of the 2 languages are analyzed qualitatively, which will lead to some practical recommendations for foreign language teachers concerning effective language pedagogy in the context of L2 and L3. In terms of language teaching at the higher level for advanced learners, linguistic features such as morphology, syntax, pragmatics, semantics, and so on can be further discussed and studied based on the language functions of Facebook to enhance the competence of the learner when learning German language in comparison with English. And to the last point of my presentation today is about conclusion. So researcher, language educator, class instructor, or German language educator in Thailand may use the suggested example if he or she wishes to foster the skills of learner. Some practical recommendation in this study can be helpful to design language activities so students can study and compare vocabulary and linguistic features of the 2 languages to develop the competence of their fullest potential, to enable them to compete with graduates from other institutions and countries in Asia or ASEAN community. And lastly, learner may transfer the previously gained knowledge and relate their learning styles, experience, obstacle, or problem to their L3 learning to acquire the 3rd language effectively and efficiently. In this regard, relating the knowledge of the learner to their previously gained knowledge may enable them to learn successfully. And you know that prior to German in Thailand, it is obvious that Thai learners learn English as the first foreign language, namely L2. Thus, comparing the L3 knowledge, namely German, with the L2 knowledge, namely English here, can be an efficient learning strategy as The two languages have some language feature in common, which will cause learner to find some similarity for their language study. And now I would like to thank you for your attention. I would like to say in German, vielen Dank. Thank you very much.